At our in-person events, we typically do a remembrance ceremony, and we wanted to make sure that even though we aren't together live, that we carried on that tradition. The sand ceremony reminds us of the reasons that we are here today, and to share a symbol of hope and healing. As we pour the sand, we remember those we've lost to suicide. Each color of sand acknowledges the connection that each one of us here today has to the cause.
My name is George Sakaris, and I represent Silver for the loss of someone by suicide that has worked in the military or as a first responder. My brother Jerry Sakaris was a firefighter for 21 years for the city of Albany. He worked as a paramedic and a firefighter. He lost a long battle with depression, and on May 10th, 2010, he took his own life. I'm sharing my story today in the hopes that those that have feelings that are not quite understanding, to know that they can call someone, that there's someone out there that they can speak with that will listen to their stories. You know, it's very difficult being a firefighter or working in the military with all that we see. But you can get through this. If you can just get through this tough time by speaking with someone, then you can get through all this and live life the way you should.
My name is Karen, and I represent the color red for the loss of a partner or spouse. I lost my husband in 2006 to suicide. He was the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his back and do anything for anybody. When he walked into a room, people would say, "Mo is here." That was his nickname. And it would quickly be followed with, "Where's Larry and Curly?" He was a gem. He was an amazing human being, and how he died didn't define his life. And while he left behind our two beautiful children and so many people who loved him, so many of us have found hope and healing on this journey because of our connection with AFSP and each other. My hope and prayer is that's what you find. Through the Out of the Darkness experiences or Survivor Day or whatever that looks like, community and connection are so important on this journey. Together we can fight suicide, and together we can keep going.
We represent the color orange. Our names are Marie Rabideau
and Barbara Boudreau.
And we honor the loss of our younger brother, Alec Boudreau, to suicide on August 2nd, 2006.
Alec was 33 years old at the time of his death. He was intelligent, handsome, charming, and well-loved. He suffered from bouts of depression from childhood until the time of his death, and had survived at least one prior attempt. He did not want help because he believed that men take care of themselves.
We volunteer with AFSP in his honor and memory, working to change attitudes and promote research that will help keep others' families from experiencing a similar painful loss. We seek to share with others the hope and support we received when we needed it most. We want to normalize mental health issues so that someday no one will feel stigmatized for seeking help.
To all of you, we extend our sympathy and best wishes for emotional healing. Together, we can make a difference.
My name is Megan, and I represent the color gold for the loss of a parent. My father, Mike, was a strong man who owned a successful landscaping company. He was so full of life and often referred to as the life of the party. But while his smile would light up the room, he was hurting inside. My father took his own life on December 21st, 1995. I share his story in hopes to bring awareness to mental health. It does not care how strong or successful you are, it will affect you just the same. I also volunteer for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention to give and receive comfort from other survivors. I hope to one day get enough resources out to those who are suffering to not have to welcome in a new survivor.
I'm Albany County Executive Dan McCoy. I represent the color blue in the strong support of suicide prevention. I've been in the National Guard for over 30 years. Part of that time I spent in Iraq. I know veterans die by suicide at a higher rate than the rest of the community. We also know others who need help. Our teenagers, those suffering from mental health issues, may not feel comfortable talking to someone. Albany County Department of Mental Health and Children's Mental Health are just a click away on the website at albanycounty.com. One suicide is too many. That's why I'm asking you to support others and encourage people to reach out for help.
Hello, my name is Andrew Leese. I pour green sand as I have struggled with suicidal thoughts since middle school. I got involved with AFSP as I realized I didn't ever want anyone else to feel the way that I had felt. I thought helping others would help me with my struggle, but quickly realized that no one is immune. In 2017, my thoughts got the best of me, and I ended up going to 4 Winds. If it was not for what I had learned through AFSP, I would not have sought treatment as quickly as I had, if at all. I walk not only for myself, but for everyone who struggles with suicidal thoughts. And now I share my story with others in the hopes that it will help them see that they are not alone and that help is available.
My name is Trinity Kenny, and I pour purple sand to honor the loss of my best friend, Gabriela Cusado. She saw me through everything, from embarrassing crushes to broken bones and much more. Gabby was a talented athlete with incredible artistic abilities and a love for great music. Gabby had the most infectious laugh I've ever heard. Unfortunately, Gabby was struggling with mental health problems that I am still trying to grasp to this day. And on November 23rd, 2019, Gabby took her own life. Gabby and I would have sleepovers almost weekly, and I look back and smile when I think about all the times we stayed up watching TV and talking until the sun came up. It is my hope that by raising funds and spreading awareness for the AFSP, it will help others find the courage to ask for help, so that no other family has to go through the pain that my family and Gabby's family have and continue to go through.
I'm Judy Payton. I'm represented by Teal Sand for my daughter, who struggled with suicidal thoughts. I volunteer to support all parents and siblings that care for loved ones dealing with mental illness. A friend or family member's strength and caring provides courage in their time of need. My hope is that speaking out about my experience will help others realize they're not alone and encourage more people to break the silence surrounding suicide and mental illness.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cara DeSantis, and I am represented by the White Sand for the loss of a child. On March 9th, 2017, I lost my son Anthony just 3 days before his 16th birthday. He had plans for his birthday. He was getting the keys to his very own truck. I remember hearing at his funeral, if he only knew how many people loved him, over and over. For a long time, I've wondered why. Why would my child end his life? I still struggle with guilt. I get trapped in the what ifs. What if I'd left work earlier? What if I'd simply been better? Every day, I consciously remind myself to stop the what ifs. Every day, I remind myself that my son loved me. Every day it gets a little easier, and now I know that I can smile again, and I know my son would want me to.
Today we started with an empty vase, that same empty feeling that many of us have felt after a suicide touched our lives. And while each individual grain of sand was poured into the vase to represent the individual aspects of our loved ones, their wishes, their personal dreams, and their solitary hearts, the vibrant colors remind us of our own wishes, our dreams, our hearts. This vase, empty no longer, now holds the story of each of our loved ones. Now sits before us as a beautiful blend of colors. No longer are we individuals standing alone. Our stories are now irreversibly combined, like the grains of sand. And together, our individual stories are now part of a bigger story, a story that demands attention to this cause, a story that will raise awareness. Let this sand ceremony remind us that the sands are now combined irreversibly. While we are different people from different pasts and different losses and different struggles, the different grains of sand are so intertwined that they are essentially one. We are essentially one. You no longer walk this journey alone. Thank you so much for being part of this day and sharing your journey with us.